Welcome to Valley Viewpoint. I'm Roger Johnson. My guests are Greg Akins, Joe Ringery, and Anabel Facemire. All of them are involved with a program called C.H.I.P, and that stands for Complete Health Improvement Program. And you, Greg, were a participant.
Yes, sir.
Joe was a participant.
Yes.
And as always, our wonderful consultant and overseer of the C.H.I.P program. Am I correct, Anabel?
Yes, it's been a privilege to be part of this exciting program. I'm a cardiologist at Walla Walla General Hospital, and one of my passions is actually to bring people to complete health. I have experienced firsthand the healing power of foods in my own family with my son. And when I experienced that, I applied those principles to my patients, and I just saw remarkable improvement. And when I say remarkable, I said people actually having to be taken off diabetic medications, blood pressure medications, no more arthritis, being able to walk better without pain, a really true healing. And so when I moved to Walla Walla 2 years ago, one of my dreams was to be able to start a program like this. And C.H.I.P Comprehensive Health Improvement Program has done a wonderful job to put all the tools we need to create this comprehensive approach. So we started in the fall of 2016. We recently graduated our second class of 28, and these are
in which these
two
are
graduates.
Some of the wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Yes.
Greg and Joe.
And their stories are just wonderful. And when you start a class, you don't really know what is going to happen. And so what we do in C.H.I.P is we get together twice a week. And we had in our last session a morning class and an evening class. And so Joe is from the evening class, and Greg is from the morning class. And
so you're kind of getting acquainted here on the television
Yes.
set.
that's right, absolutely.
Interesting.
And this program could not be done without the support of a wonderful team. And the evening class was led by Gladys Wetland, who is really interested in nutrition, and she's studying for her master's, but she has certification from what's called PCRM, which is Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, that teaches different ways of reversing disease, diabetes and heart disease. So Gladys was leading the evening class with the help of Anna Hervey, who is the registered dietitian that works in my office.
And both of those individuals have been guests on Valley Viewpoint.
That's right, yes. And so Anna and I took the morning class responsibility with Greg, and Gladys and Anna did the evening class. And we had exercise experts trying to help us move and shake. And Dr. Anderson, Shirley Anderson, was doing the evening class. And it was Ross.
I've seen her do some exercising.
Yes.
She's quite impressive, isn't she, Greg?
I haven't seen her.
Oh, okay.
She was in the evening class.
Okay, Joe saw it.
Joe
Yeah. I
is
was
testimony.
quite impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's done that before, I could tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had Ross in the morning class to help us.
And Ross was able to get the move and shakes going?
Yes, he did the Tai Chi and other exercises, films to go with it, and exercises pretty much pertaining to our age bracket and everything.
That's important.
So
isn't
it was real good.
Yeah.
Age appropriate.
But you know what I want you, Greg, to tell us where he was before we started the C.H.I.P program, because I think it's important to know where he was and his journey through this, 9 weeks of C.H.I.P.
At the beginning of this, Dr. Chung saw me after 2 grand mal seizures and talked to me about the C.H.I.P program and asked me he explained it to me and asked me if I would be interested in it. And I told him yes, I would, and he suggested my name. I don't know if it was to Dr. Facemire or to Anna, but I got a call and went into it. And at the time of the program, I weighed 260 pounds and I had a 44 inch waist. And halfway through I had lost 20 pounds. And at the end of the class, I had lost 30 pounds and 7¼ inches around. And I felt better. I had lowered my statin. I had lowered my insulin. I was exercising. I exercised 2 hours a day on a bicycle, on a freestanding bicycle, and did 10,000 steps a day. And all I have done is feel better, stronger, happier, and could love and hug Anna, Dr. Facemire, and Ross for all the help that they did for me.
Well, I was going to say
it's a wonderful journey.
Like she is your, she adopts you as as her kids. I can tell.
Yes, she does.
You know what? What makes the difference also in Greg's life is his wonderful wife. Because, you know, we try to bring families or spouses or you know, partners to the class, and you know, we don't charge the person that is accompanying them.
Oh, you don't? Well,
no,
that's
but
a nice feature.
what we do is, if they want to participate and they want to have the books and they want to have all, you know, they will be considered part of the class. But it does not have to be that way. And in any case, you know, someone told Greg that C.H.I.P program was going to be a
cardboard diet.
A cardboard.
Yes.
That's how they encourage him.
That was a doctor that said that.
Yeah.
Well,
And
he just didn't want to be confusing.
Well,
in the sense, he didn't want to give you any false impressions.
Well, he didn't want what I wanted. I went into the program wanting to beat diabetes. I've gotten 2/3 the way there, and with the group, our monthly meetings and everything else that'll keep the morale going, I will get there. I'm positive I will. I'm that firm a believer in the program.
So you're saying that the doctor was not correct, that you found that it wasn't cardboard?
No, I found out it was delicious. I've always liked vegetables and beans and everything else, and I have found it's a very attractive diet. It's a very good diet. And
are you starving, Greg?
No, ma'am.
Are you measuring cups? Are you measuring carbohydrates? Are you just trying to?
No,
You know?
I'm eating quite a bit of food, but it's all food that's good for me. Food that is helping me.
It all
helping me
has
lose
fiber.
weight. Right.
You know, cardboard has fiber, but this is a better
The wrong kind, yeah.
It's a better
But
type.
it sounds like your dear wife was willing to.
She was a wonderful cook. She's lost, just nibbling on a little bit of mine, she's lost 8½ pounds herself just by helping me.
That's outstanding.
Because she's found how good the meals taste by cooking them in the C.H.I.P manner. And I just believe in the program wholeheartedly. I gave it 110% because the day that Dr. Facemire and Anna told us we're starting today and we're going to eat the C.H.I.P diet, and that's exactly what I did. I've had no caffeine, I've had no meat, I've had no dairy products, I've had no milk, and I will continue that way until I reach my goals and see what happens after that.
Why that kind of diet? Did you understand why you said no, 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 no? Did they tell you why no for those particular foods?
Yes, they did. They told us all of the reasons on why this food was not good for us, why meat is not good for us, and everything in the C.H.I.P program classes inform you and answer all your questions that can come up with you. Most of the people, at least myself, I learned a lot from the book, let alone the films and the instructors, because you could come up with a question and either the book or the instructors had a viable answer to that gave you the proper answer to it and would answer your question wholly to where you could go on and keep going. You felt like you knew the answer by the time you left that classroom.
You know, one of the things that was actually very helpful is that group setting. and being able to be accountable to each other. This class, the morning class, I can attest because I was part of it. They really had a bond, and we have interacting times where we divide in small groups and we challenge each other and ask questions, and the workbook takes you to different questions of why did you understand about this subject, how can you apply it, what are the ways and manners we can share, because once you learn something, when you share with someone else, it kind of sinks in. The other thing that is really important is we told the group is, C.H.I.P is a guilt-free zone and it's a forgiveness zone.
Oh.
Because guilt produces bad emotions. And when you're guilty because you're eating or not eating, we encourage our participants to try. There were some of them that they were not so pleased as Greg was. But we love them the same way. And we encourage them and we continue this journey together. So some people may ask and say, well, I cannot really do that. I mean, I cannot give out this and that. And Greg may he had a purpose, he had a mission, and he was going to do everything he could to accomplish it. But there is something called a spectrum of healing, which you can do it the whole way, like Greg, 45 minutes in his bike twice a day. Many people couldn't even do 10 minutes twice a day. But as you change and as you incorporate more whole foods instead of boxes, processed foods, and sugars, you bring to your body healing, even with small steps. In his case, he really pushed through and he reaped the results.
Well, I think that Anabel, both your CHIP mother, as well as your teacher, would give you an A. From what it sounds like.
A+.
Yeah, A+.
I tried.
And Anabel, we're going to have a break, and then we're going to find out about the PM class with Joe here in the second half. But how would someone get a hold of, and I believe it's your dietitian, could you share that with the camera about how to get information?
We actually started today a new class. And if you would like to have more information about the class and how to be part of it, you can contact Anna Herby, Herby. She's the registered dietitian at area code 509-527-8000, and her extension is 3114.
Well, thank you, Anabel. We'll be right back with Joe talking about the PM class. Welcome back to Valley Viewpoint. We have our guests plus another guest that was involved with the evening class, and her name is Gladys Wentland. And Gladys, why are you sitting next to Joe? Could you tell us why?
Oh, we were part of the evening class of the last session that just happened, and as I was hearing Joe's story and hearing all the successes that she had, I can't help but get so excited that we just have to find a way to share it. So here we are.
So, and you were willing to respond, obviously. This is quite a privilege to have you on the set, Joe. You like vegetables?
Oh, I love them.
Both of these individuals came to the Comprehensive Health Improvement Program, Comprehensive, and both of you like vegetables coming in.
Yes, sir.
Now, that is a significant asset, would you say, Gladys?
It is, yes, because the power, the science continues to just confirm that there is so much power and healing in plant-based foods.
Now, I have a question. Joe, why are plants of the healing nature, why do they do those things to us? Did they teach you why?
It
I mean, you
helps your body in I am a diabetic, so I have to do the same thing, is watch it. But I've been eating more vegetables, more fruit, staying away from the breads, pastas.
So you liked other things besides vegetables?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm acting surprised, but I wasn't. I mean, all of us enjoy some of those items that you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Gladys, why are vegetables healing?
The key to the plant kingdom is the fiber. Of course, they have all the powerful vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients and all those wonderful things that science is discovering.
We're just starting to discover about those
more
chemicals.
and more of them. The fiber is what allows the system to digest slowly, so it's not released rapidly, which would mean for a diabetic, their blood sugar would shoot up. So when it's being digested slowly, it's the fiber in all of these plant products that keep your body burning at a nice even keel. You don't have fiber in the animal products and the dairy and the cheese and those things. So they're very concentrated, and so the body digests them differently. So fiber's the secret.
I'm still interested, Joe. Did you know what she just said before going into this?
I knew some of it, but not all of it. And
Why didn't you know that? Now, you've been a diabetic for
about 25 years.
About 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason why no one told you about these things?
Yeah, nobody told me. Even the diabetes counselor that I went to never really said, hey, this is what you need to eat. This is what you need to do. And talking to Gladys, it started making sense. And I says, when you do another program, let me know.
Oh, so there was a conversation before. If you do another program, let me know.
Yeah, we know each other from before. You know, and it's so interesting because, you know, as we were friends through church, we would get a call, you know, Joe's not feeling all that great today because she's dealing with her sugar, her blood sugar. We were just chatting before we came. You know, the program was over February, March, so now this is another month. And Joe there's no phone calls saying, sorry, Joe isn't feeling good and isn't able to come. It's not happening anymore because Joe is feeling good.
Yeah.
And Joe's not having trouble with her blood sugars anymore. And this is a journey. And, you know, she's saying, you know, obviously I'm looking to bring those down even further, so you can ask her about those details.
Yes, if you could elaborate. First of all, she's telling the truth. In other words, okay.
Yeah,
You're not calling Gladys.
We've been doing Bible study at my house.
Is that a significant part of why you're able to say yes to the good things and no? I mean, is there a power in your life?
Gladys has been helping me and just praying about it and my husband's support in it. He went with me.
Testimony, your spouse, Greg, your spouse on board, huh?
Yes.
And what's so cool, and you know, Joe can speak directly, but Harold didn't ask her to cook something separate for him. He was more than willing to eat whatever is being cooked, and you know, he's had benefit too. Again, you can tell.
Yeah.
I can eat cardboard if I have
to. Yeah, he's right on board with me. He's lost probably about 10 pounds. I've lost 12 pounds total.
Good for you.
And my statins have lowered. I'm only half. My insulin has lowered. And I was doing it 4 times a day. And it's all has lowered. They've taken me off of 2 of my diabetic medicines.
And when you say they, you are you're going to a doctor that is traveling with you, so to speak, aware of what you're doing, and he's saying,
wow.
Really?
Yeah, I told him what I was going to do, and he says, that sounds remarkable. And so I went, and my last checkup with him, he was really surprised and said, "Keep it up." He says, "I'm going to refer other patients."
Oh, that's a thumbs up.
That's what we
right,
like to hear,
Gladys.
right? Yes.
And I've just stayed with it, and have really enjoyed it. Even going out to eat, you can find things that are plant-based.
Good testimony.
And
Yes.
you can tell them, I'd rather not have the dairy products, the sour cream and the cheese. You can just request that you
Right,
don't include that. So you have maximum fiber.
Yes.
Huh?
Yep,
Is that kind of what
for
you
sure.
do, Gladys? Is that you've been finding that that's all right?
Yeah, and you eventually don't even think about it. You just focus on the whole foods, whole plant foods. And, you know, the label reading, we were just talking before the session, the label reading that the C.H.I.P program teaches is so phenomenal. You know, everyone looks at the front of the box, but then it's learning that you turn it over and you read the nutrition label and you read the ingredient list. And the fact that maybe the message on the front of the box is not necessarily descriptive of what those ingredients are. And the power of the first ingredient is what the majority, the percentage, the highest percentage. So one of the things that they learn is if it says enriched flour, or if it doesn't use the word whole, then it's not whole wheat, and this would be in the case of wheat. If it just says wheat, chances are it's not whole wheat. So there's lots of ways that the manufacturers have figured out how to kind of slide things in so that somebody that hasn't had a chance to learn this information really truly doesn't know. And you know, I feel really sad that the public is not learning these things and is not being taught, because many of them, like Joe says, I didn't know before I went through this opportunity to learn, right? So these people are innocent. So, you know, for those of us that are involved, it's like, how can we get this information out even more so and to a broader audience?
By word of mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
And by what we're doing,
Yes.
sharing with our community about the good things.
Yeah.
And the idea of whole, unfortunately with nature, the shelf life is probably not as long because it's living food.
That's right.
Whereas if you take away, it's kind of like dead food that lasts a long time on the shelf. But if you have a whole grain, it won't last as long as if they take away some of the parts of that. So that's to their advantage. They take away, but if you're trying to live maximum health-wise, you're really missing quite a bit.
I don't know if you know, folks are aware, but you know, the trans fats, which are not natural, and they are used for preserving because it allows food to sit on a shelf for a long time. There's just another initiative that the last 0.5% that used to be allowed is now going to be completely removed, government initiative, so that this trans fat that gets inside our bodies and messes our cells up, our body doesn't know what to do with this because it's unnatural. Yeah. And so that's a victory that we can be thankful for. You know,
I hadn't heard that.
I was
Thank
reading
you.
the ingredients and saying, even though the front says trans fat free, you read the back panel and sure enough, there it is in the ingredient list yet. So now that last little portion is being, it's a law that's coming soon. So lots of things.
Gladys and Joe and Greg, how did you finance this? What happened? How did you get in? It's not free.
No.
And so did you have some success with insurance, or how did that
I
work?
had Medicare and TRICARE, and they did pay for it. They authorized it.
Medicare and
TRICARE.
TRICARE.
Mine was paid out of my pocket,
Uh-huh.
but it was well worth it.
And when you pay out of your pocket, maybe there are some that would say, I wonder what well worth it means. Would you be able to share what this cost you, all your investments?
You figure the $150 for the class, if you go to all the classes and participate, you get $50 back. So your class costs you $100 for 8 weeks of a program that you learn so much in that Dr. Facemire said it several times. This program is a lifestyle change. For me, it was completely a lifestyle change. And anybody that goes into this program has to want to do it. Because if they don't change their lifestyle, it's not going to do any good. Because lifestyle change sums up the whole program, I think. Because it was definitely a lifestyle change for me, and it was definitely one for the better. I could hug and kiss Dr. Facemire and Anna and Ross as many times to thank them, because I feel so much better, so much healthier, and just, dear God willing, I'm going to keep doing better.
Yeah. Well, what a testimony. And Gladys, you were not in his class, but it sounds like you had a wonderful companion with Joe and a number of others in that class.
Oh, yes, there are others as well that, you know, different, their journeys were a little different. They were maybe setting out with slightly different goals, maybe not necessarily weight loss. Lots of people come hoping to feel better. Just the group this morning, in the class that we just started this morning, you know, that's what many of them said. I just want to feel better because I'm at this point in life where this isn't fun anymore to be feeling like I'm feeling, and I have got to find some answers. And so,
and you have the answers. And do you have the phone number memorized? The 8000 extension.
Well,
what is
509-527-8000 extension
3114 is what I have. Is that right?
3114. Yeah. That's Anna Herbie's extension in Dr. Facemire's office. Anna Herbie is the registered dietitian, and she would be the one that you would call and inquire through.
Thank you so much, Greg and Joe and Gladys. Thank you for joining us on Valley Viewpoint today.
Very glad to.
And thank you for joining us on Valley Viewpoint. I'm Roger Johnson.